What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Totally Wicked. I know a bunch of you guys have been asking me when the fuck I'm going to do the next video, so here it is. Sorry about it's taking so long. A bunch of shit happened in my life. You guys don't want to hear about it. So today, we're not actually going to be doing a wicking tutorial. As some of you know, and I've told you, I've been wanting to do a beginner cloud chasing video and about how different techniques and what's important when you're cloud chasing, stuff like that. Get you some bigger clouds, because I know some of you newer people building super low sub-ohms, and you're just not getting anything, and that's a lot of different factors that play that you don't even realize it. Anyway, so I guess the first thing we're going to talk about is your specific mod. For cloud chasing, on a tube mod anyway, copper. I prefer copper for cloud chasing, just because the less voltage drop allows it to hit harder, hit stronger, and you get more volts to your coils than you would a stainless steel mod or a brass mod. And I'm not saying that you can't cloud chase on these devices, but after you get down past the 0.2 ohm readings, it just starts to suffer. It's like night and day when you get copper at your down 0.1 super sub-ohming. You need copper. Alright, the next most important factor about cloud chasing is your max VG juice. The thicker the juice, the more clouds you get. So anything to a point, best juice for clouds would be 90-10 for max VG. If it gets too thick, it doesn't wick correctly, so you're actually suffering. 90-10, 80-20, that's pretty much your best cloud production. If you get a really high juice, you can add a little bit of water to it, very little bit of water to it, and it'll thin it out, but you're trying to stick around 90-10, that area. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is coils. Best coils for cloud chasing is, of course, the parallels. You definitely get more for your bang for parallels. I personally prefer 24 gauge dual parallels. I've done 24 gauge quad parallels. That was fun. That hit like a Mack truck. But right now I've just got 24 gauge duals, around about 2 millimeters of my micro coils. It just heats up better. Macros just, I don't know. It's just not there for me. Juice. Just because this isn't a wicking tutorial, I'm going to be vaping a lot during this segment, so sorry, forgive me. I'm going to be taking breaks. But anyway, next thing to note is airflow. The lower you go, the more airflow you want to a certain point. If you drill that out too much, you're going to get too much air, and your clouds are definitely going to suffer. I've already shown you guys how to drill out your plume veil. If you own a plume veil, if you don't own a plume veil, stuff like, I do have a Mephisto now that I'm working on a build right now. It's being a pain in the butt, but whatever. I'm working on a quad parallel. Yeah, 4-strand parallel, that's fun. But anyway, drill the motherfucker. Drill. I actually have a custom top cap for my Mephisto. Where'd you go? Here. Nice big gigantic holes. And that plume's like a sumbitch. So, I guess from there we'll go with breathing techniques, because that is a really important step to cloud chasing. Oh, but before that, drip tips. Definitely wide bore. I mean, I personally use this a little Pyrex little wide bore tip. Pyrex, which is nice, but for the bigger clouds, if I just want to, impress somebody and chuck a cloud, that comes off. That Delrin is gone. A lot of people you'd like to use the Chuff Enough. I don't use that for all day because I'm not trying to impress everybody all day long. I just take little puffs for all day, still blow big clouds, still impress people, and then when they see I just chuck a cloud, it's just like, the fuck? Okay, back to breathing techniques. So my breathing technique for cloud chasing is, a lot of people like to breathe directly from the lungs first, and you can see those people, you can see the shoulders go up, they go, don't do that. What you want to do first is you want to breathe from your belly, from your diaphragm, and then breathe from your lungs once you feel that. So it's like a two-part breathing method. You go, and it fills your lungs completely up. Some people like to bend down a little. It does in fact push a little bit more air out when you're taking the breath, but just don't be looking like you're trying to suck your own dick. You look retarded. I'm just saying. I personally don't really like. I think it's a mental thing because when I'm trying to rip hard, I do a little bit of a one, but I find that just being normal is fine. But definitely straight. Get that straight going, and you really want to open up the back of your throat. And when you breathe out, it's a constant, slow, constant stream. Not, I see some people go, and it's all gone. And it looks like shit because you breathe too hard. You want a nice, slow, constant thing. If you're going for distance, that's fine. But for most competitions, you're going to beat out somebody with an 8-foot, 9-foot cloud that doesn't have any density with a 4-foot, 5-foot cloud that's thick as all hell. It's definitely going to take some practice. You're going to want to, when you're blowing out, you're going to want to pick a single spot and concentrate on that spot so that your cloud, you don't start doing the whole thing that destroys your clouds. You want to aim about anywhere between 30 to 45 degree angles up, whichever is more comfortable for you. Where else am I going with this? Oh, batteries. Make sure you've got good batteries. You've heard it 1,000 times. I'm not a big fan of these new, whatchamacallits, the 25Rs. I'm not a big fan of those for cloud chasing personally. They only have a 100 amp limit, and that's way too low. That's way too low of a limit for me. I stick, like, that's my basic all-day vape is about 90 amps, so when I'm cloud chasing, I'm down in the 0.04 area, so those can't handle what I vape for cloud chasing at all. So I've still got my Sonys, my beautiful little green. You can't find them anywhere. VTC 5s that are still kicking, and they're still kicking hard. But I've been looking at replacement batteries, but I've been looking at the Orbtronic, I think they're SX30s. They're 30 amp batteries. Not 100% sure on the pulse charge, but it's way above those little 25Rs. Or another good battery would be the LG HE2s. Those would be another good battery, but I still won't just touch the 25Rs. They're just not for me. They don't handle what I need to handle. Woodchuck. Great stuff. Pumpkin Reserve. If you can find it, buy it. It's really good. Also, if you are using a copper mech, or you are thinking about getting a copper mechanical, a very important step is cleaning it. I clean my copper at least once every 3 days, minimum. It really needs to be cleaned to hit harder. I mean, that's nice and shiny. Nice and shiny copper. And it definitely, the crap buildup definitely destroys voltage drop. When you're looking, if you're looking into a copper mech, you're wanting to go look for your 0.04s or your 0.05s. Everybody likes the Pegasus, but it doesn't hit as well as I hoped it would. Right now I'm on a penny, which is a 0.08 drop, so it's not the best, but I prefer the penny to the Pegasus just because of build quality. I've dropped this thing so many times. My personal penny has actually got less voltage drop than the standard 0.08 because it is not a 22 milliliter or a millimeter. It is a 23 millimeter, so I'm definitely getting about 0.06 maybe. I gotta tank it. I gotta find somebody with a tank to test it out. But what a lot of people fail to realize is that there's a really big difference between a 0.06 and a 0.07. Yeah, I mean, on paper it looks to be only a 0.01 difference, but when you get down to the cloud chasing levels of your 0.1s and your super subs, it ends up being a good 0.4, 0.5 volt difference just in that little tiny space. So it's a pretty big difference, and a lot of people don't realize that. You're gonna definitely get hit a lot harder with a 0.06 than you would a 0.07. And I'll get more into like advanced cloud chasing later, which is all numbers and stuff that if you're interested in, let me know and I can make a video of it. I do have to talk to you about wicking. I mean, it wouldn't be anything without wick. So I will be doing a wick for you guys. So hold on 2 seconds. Okay, so there is actually a way to wick super sub-ohm levels. It's a little bit, it's pretty much the same technique except you're doing something a little bit different. Yay, cotton ball. Oh, I did pick up some Japanese cotton, and I did give it a test, and it doesn't work for me anyway. It's not, how do I want to say, dense enough to deal with your super low ohm levels, and to make it dense enough, it defeats the purpose of what it's trying to do. I mean, it's fine for maybe, it was fine with the 0.2 build and that I was playing with a while ago, but if you're under like 0.2, maybe 0.15, it just starts to burn, which kind of just sucked. So I kind of went back to regular old cotton balls. But yeah, if you've watched my beginner wicking tutorial, you've seen how I rolled my wicks up, and if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's just down there. You can find it. But the difference between wicking like that and wicking like for super subbing and for cloud chasing and for your really low ohm builds is because they put out a lot more heat, and you're going to need something that's not going to burn, that's not going to collapse on you, because collapsing doesn't, as soon as it starts to collapse with all the high heat, you're going to start to burn. You're going to start to get your dry burns, and that's just not good. I mean, with a super sub-ohm build, those dry burns come out of nowhere, and they hurt like hell. So the difference being is, instead of having it squishy, kind of really squishy, you want to get that tight. Like you want to, like a rope consistency. You ever try and push down on a rope and you've got that nice hard hard feel to it, that's kind of what you want. And I mean, the wicking method that I showed you guys in the beginner tutorial, my wicking technique, it does work for super subbing and stuff like that. I don't have dry burns unless I forget to drip it. So yeah, just get that nice and tight, and there you go, and wick it up, and you're good. If it's too big, you just simply grab a little piece and you tear it off, and now it's thinner. So it's not that difficult. Yeah. I'm probably forgetting something, and I'll probably, like I said, I'll probably come back to this anyway. But I do have somebody who is willing to send me a Orchid V2 for a review. Really cool dude. He's pretty much the reason I'm making this video tonight, and I'm not being lazy and putting it off. So I thank you for that, and I will be doing a wicking tutorial in it in a couple weeks when I find the best way to wick that motherfucker up. So, I guess without further ado, I will blow a fucking cloud, and then I guess I'll see you guys later. So, let's see the fucking cloud. Yes, ignore the dragon, ignore the messy room. There's a dragon there. Okay. Well, just remember, guys, a crappy coil wicked well will still vape well, but a crappy amazing coil wicked crappy won't vape at all. So, I'll catch you guys later. Again, sorry for the huge wait for this. I will try and do some more soon for you guys. Like I said, I got the Orchid coming in a couple weeks, and I'll do a Japanese cotton review for you guys later on. So, peace.